Suspicious activity reports, or SARs, can be submitted by any organisation or individual who knows or suspects that another organisation or individual is engaged in money laundering or terrorist financing.
When you submit a DAML or DATF SAR to the UKFIU, the UKFIU has 7 working days to make a decision. The day the SAR is submitted is considered day 0 and is not counted as part of the 7 working day period. Don't forget to consider weekends and all bank holidays when calculating this 7 working day period. For example, if a SAR is submitted on a non-bank holiday Monday, where there are no upcoming bank holidays, day 1 would be the Tuesday. Therefore, day 7 of the notice period would be the following Wednesday.
If you carry out the offence during this 7 working day period, you risk committing a money laundering or terrorist financing offence. Once a DAML or DATF request is received, the UKFIU will analyse the request, consulting with partners as necessary. We may also seek further information from you in writing, normally via email. This means it's really important to ensure that your contact details are kept up to date on the SAR portal.
There are a few different possible outcomes for your DAML or DATF request. You may receive a granted letter. This means you have been afforded a defence to the money laundering or terrorist financing offence you would otherwise be committing when taking this proposed action, but it does not grant you a defence to any other criminal offences. It also does not mean the NCA has given you permission to act, and you should still consider your next steps carefully, taking your other regulatory and legal obligations into account. A granted defence does not mean the property is not criminal or terrorist property, or that the UKFIU or NCA agrees with the action you are proposing to take.
Another outcome is you may receive a refusal letter. Refusals will often be communicated by phone, so again, it's really important that you keep your contact details up to date. Now this is where the DAML and DATF time periods differ. If you have submitted a DAML request and this request is refused, then the moratorium period begins. The moratorium period lasts for 31 calendar days, and day 1 is the day the DAML refusal notification is issued by the UKFIU. During this time, law enforcement will be working to take positive enforcement action against the criminal property that you've identified. If necessary, law enforcement can apply to a Crown Court for an extension to the moratorium period beyond 31 days. If you submit a DATF request and this request is refused, there is no moratorium period and you do not have a defence unless and until the request is granted by the NCA. So just to reiterate the difference between the time periods, the initial notice period, once you've submitted your DAML or DATF, is 7 working days, starting from the first working day after the day you submitted the SAR. If your request is for a DAML and this request is refused, the moratorium period is 31 calendar days, starting on the day the refusal notification is issued. There is no moratorium period for refused DATFs. Another possible outcome is you may not receive any response from the NCA. If you do not receive a response by the end of the 7 working day notice period, then you've been afforded a defence and can act accordingly. Finally, you may receive notice that your case has been closed under standards or due to lack of information. The UKFIU's approach to missing information in SARs depends on the level of deficiency. If there is significant information missing, you may receive notice that your case is closed without further consultation. In other cases, we may write to you to request further information. Your case may still be closed if the further information is not provided within the timeframe advised. If your case is closed, you will need to resubmit it for your request for a defence to be considered again. You should be aware that the UKFIU may refer poor quality SARs to the relevant anti-money laundering supervisor.
The UKFIU provides a wide range of guidance and information about the suspicious activity reporting regime, all of which is available on the NCA website. We regularly publish our SARs in Action magazine with articles and sanitised case studies about the importance and impact of SARs, while the UKFIU podcast covers key areas of interest with input from experts across the sectors. Follow us on LinkedIn and X to be kept up to date when new guidance materials, magazines or podcasts are available.
The UKFIU's Reporter Engagement Team offers one-to-one feedback sessions, presentations and workshops for reporters across regulated sectors. Get in touch to find out how we can work with you to improve the quality of SARs reporting and protect the public from serious unorganised crime.